Hmm. Nice. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Okay. Just adjusting my setup. Hi, everybody. Please, can you hear me? Can you confirm? Can you hear me? Please put it in the chat if you can hear me. Hi. Thanks for joining. Please, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I need someone to confirm. Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just playing, background song to set the mood, because I like music, innit? Welcome. So today we'll be doing paraphrasing effectively, just like a simple class on that. Let me reduce the volume. Okay, great. I think we'll start now. Let's start. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Chidera Peters, and I'm the founder of the CP community. Basically, we support UK international students with the right information, resources, and the supportive student community. So, in this live session, I'm basically going to be going through paraphrasing, how to paraphrase effectively. So, in essence, what we're going to do is I'm going to go through best practices for paraphrasing, go through some examples for paraphrasing, and then I would also put up some examples, and then you will try to paraphrase. So it's going to be like an interactive session. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this is because I know that one of the challenges we here, because I'm a student still, we students struggle with is like submitting an assignment and then getting your results back and hearing that you have like a huge plagiarism score even though you did your best. So what sometimes a reason for that is that maybe you did not paraphrase effectively or you did not cite your sources. So that's why I just want to have this session. And also this class that I'm having now is one of the classes that is a part of our 12 weeks academic coaching program. So the CP community has a 12 weeks academic coaching program, and the third cohort of the program will start in June, but registration commences in May. So if you want to be a part of that, the link is in our description box. You can join that. The link, I said description box, YouTube. The link is in our bio, and if you go there, you can join the wait list, and you get 20% off the full price of the program. Make sure you join the wait list. Okay, let's start. Okay, I just had to close the door, sorry. Okay, so first off, what is plagiarism? We need to know what that is. So plagiarism is the intentional or unintentional failure to credit someone's work or passing someone else's ideas as yours. A lot of people be like, oh, I did not intentionally forget, like it was not intentionally that I forgot to cite the author. It was a mistake. I just did not see that part. Well, that counts as plagiarism. Whether it was intentional, whether it was unintentional, as long as you did not cite the source for that body of information, it is plagiarism. Okay, so one of the ways to keep your plagiarism score low is one, to paraphrase effectively. Secondly, to use quotation marks where necessary. And thirdly, to ensure you cite all sources. Now, one very important thing I want to say here is if you paraphrase a sentence, you still have to cite the author. I see this is one thing a lot of people struggle with. They feel like, oh, I've paraphrased, why do I need to cite? You still have to cite, because that information was not originally yours. So when you paraphrase, you still have to cite the source of that piece of information. Okay, so let's look at paraphrasing in detail. So what is paraphrasing, right? Paraphrasing means putting someone else's words someone else's ideas in your own words. So reading a piece of work, understanding it, and then communicating it in your own words. However, you don't change the information that sentence is trying to pass. So you can't just rewrite it to mean anything. It still has to retain the information that the original text was trying to convey. So that's what it means to paraphrase, okay? So basically, it involves changing the wording while preserving the original intent of that sentence or of that paragraph, okay? Okay, and also in academic writing, it's always better to paraphrase than to quote. So when you're using quotation marks in your essay, like quoting your authors in your essays, you want to ensure that the quotation marks you're using are not a lot. Like you don't want the whole body of your work to be full of quotation. That shows that you're not thinking properly. Just like you're not thinking properly, like you're not thinking critically. So lecturers or the academic system would prefer that you paraphrase more than you quote your authors, because when you paraphrase, you're showing your independent thought process and also your understanding of the body of work. So try to paraphrase more than you do direct quotes. You get me? Okay, if you get me, put in the chat, say I get you. If you get me, put it in the chat, say Chidera, I get you. Do that, put it in the chat, please. Welcome to everyone joining us. Okay. So let's move into easy steps to paraphrase. Easy steps for paraphrasing. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. They get me, because we're speaking British English, innit? I get you. Okay, so easy step to paraphrasing. The very first step to paraphrasing is to ensure you read the text. Okay, so you cannot paraphrase what you do not read. So you have to read the text, understand it before you can paraphrase it. If you don't read it, how will you know what you are saying? You cannot. So you have to read it and then understand it before you paraphrase, okay? Now the second thing to do is to, if it's a paragraph you're reading, note down key concepts. Like what exactly, sometimes what I do when I'm reading, right? Can you see the screen? Yeah, you can see it. When I'm reading a body of work, right? And then it's like, maybe it's a paragraph. What I do to note down key concepts, I just put by the side here. So maybe I'll say they're talking about, so I can remember what I got from that paragraph. I can just put maybe money here or something by the side, just so I remember that. Can you see my screen? Yeah. Just so I remember that this whole paragraph is talking about this, and I can easily recall what I gathered from that particular paragraph, if that makes sense. So you definitely want to note down key concepts that you're getting from a body of work as you're reading, okay? All right, the next thing you want to do is to write your own version, which is basically what paraphrasing is all about. You've read this thing, so close the book or keep the book outside. What do you understand? What is the person trying to say? What do you get from it? Without trying to look at the work again, can you just step back and just think, okay, this is what he's saying, this makes sense, okay, this doesn't make sense. So you need to be able to step back from the piece of work and then write it in your own words. Another step to paraphrasing is to compare your work with the original text. So when you're done paraphrasing, sometimes it's just good to look at the original text and just look at what you've written and just ensure you're still conveying the main points. Keyword here is the main point. Like you're not omitting the main thing that the author is trying to pass across. But don't worry, we're going to get into practical examples that is going to help you understand this better. Okay, and last but not the least, cite your sources. Whether you paraphrase or not, cite your sources. You have to master referencing. So referencing is one of the classes that is covered in the academic coaching program. We have like a detailed hands-on how to reference with Mendeley and how to reference using Microsoft Word for those who like manual stuff. So if you want to join the waitlist for the academic coaching program, the link is in our bio. Join. Okay, let me just take some questions before we proceed to the practical aspect. Someone said, what if you finish reading? I don't understand it. How do you paraphrase in that context? You finish reading, you don't understand it. What you need to do, you need to go home. You need to have a cold bath, pour water on your head, drink milk, sleep, then read it again. Okay? You have to read it again. You have to understand what you are reading. You have to read it again. But also, let me be practical. If you don't understand what you've read, you might want to, maybe reach out to your classmates. It depends on the kind of relationship you have with them, right? There are times when, because I did a course, I did crisis and disaster management, which is not what I did in my undergrad, so I struggled. There were times too where I would read a body of work and honestly, I don't know what they are talking. It needs to make sense. What I did in times like that was to reach out to my classmates who actually understood what that maybe that article is about. And I'm like, Yolanda, please, what do you understand? What is this thing about? I don't understand what they are saying. So you want to reach out for help sometimes. Like if you've tried and you're not understanding, you might want to reach out to your classmates depending on the kind of relationship you have with them. Another thing you might want to do actually is your lecturer. You can email your lecturer and be like, and I know if sometimes it feels like, oh, why would you email your lecturer that you don't understand? But the truth is you're in uni to learn. If you already knew everything, you won't be learning, right? And your lecturers are happy to help, at least to the best of my knowledge. You could also email your lecturer and be like, oh, I'm having some difficulty with this. Please, could you provide some more pointers or some more clarity on this and this and this? And then just like I said, even though I was joking, you might want to step back, take a break, eat food, have a cold shower, drink milk. I recommend drinking milk because milk helps your brain. It used to work for me. You can try it. You drink milk, sleep, right? You drink milk and sleep. Then when you wake up, your brain will be very, very fresh and ready to take in information. So I hope that helps. If you have any question, there's a question icon at the bottom of your screen because I may miss it as I'm talking. At the bottom of your screen, just put the question there. And when I get to questions, I will go through it. Okay, so is there any other question? Let's see. No, okay, I think I've covered that. All right, so we're going to go into best practices for paraphrasing, okay? Please confirm you can hear me when I turn my back. When I turn my back, please confirm if you can hear me, okay? Please confirm for me. Let me shift this nearer. Okay. Best practices for paraphrasing. That's what we're going to do now. Okay, so best practices for paraphrasing. Sorry, my handwriting will not be the best. Can you guys see this thing? On my end, it's looking like it flipped the text. Please, can you read the text on the board? Like, does it look normal on your end? Because as I'm looking at it, I can't read it. Do you get it? It's inverted. Confirm if you can read the text on the screen. Wow. Okay, so best practices for paraphrasing. The first step is start at a different point from the original text. Oh, someone said no. Can you read it? It doesn't make sense to you. It's flipped. Yeah, it's also flipped for me. Oh, this is crazy. It's inverted. The other way to do it is I would have to use my back camera because I'm using my front camera now. I would have to use my back camera, but the thing is, if I use my back camera, I will not be able to see what you guys are saying in the chat. Should we do that? Please let me know in the comment. Do you think should I flip to the back camera? But just know I won't be able to see anything going on. I'll just be talking. Should I flip it? Please confirm for me. Should I turn the camera so you can see what's on the board as I'm doing it? Please let me know. Please let me know. Okay? Please. I should do it. Okay. So I'm going to flip the camera. And hopefully you'll be able to read it. Okay, someone said write from the right hand of the board. No, even if I write from here to here, it's still going to flip it for you guys. So let me just do this. Okay. I don't even know if you guys can see me. Hold on, let me come to the front and confirm. Okay, great. Yeah, I think this works. Let me just come a bit closer. Oh, great. Oh yeah, you should be able to read it properly now. Yeah, that works. Please just know that I won't be able to read the text, so I would have to be running front and back just to. Okay. So I can't really see what's happening on the screen, so please. Now, best practices for paraphrasing. The very first thing is you want to start at a different point. Okay, so start at a different point. What this means, I'm coming. Okay. Start at a different point from the author. What this means is if the author started a sentence with, for example, the children are, you want to try and start your sentence from a different point. You don't want to start at the same point that the author is starting from. Do you get it? So that's one of the practical ways to paraphrase. Now, we'll go into examples that is going to clearly depict all of these things. Now, the second best practice for paraphrasing is to use synonyms as much as possible. What is synonyms? What are synonyms? Type in the chat, please. What is a synonym? Those of you that know. Use synonyms. So basically, you need to use this thing called a thesaurus. It has lots of synonyms, okay? So use synonyms where necessary. Synonyms are, let me say it for those of you that cannot remember. Synonyms are words that are similar in meaning, okay? But wait, what's that? Words that are similar in meaning are synonyms, okay? So you want to use synonyms where you are exchanging different words for something else, but still maintaining the original meaning of that word. So you want to use synonyms as much as possible. Okay, now the next thing you want to do, the next step you might want to try is to change the sentence structure. Okay, I'm going to use shorthand to write, or maybe I shouldn't. Okay, structure. What am I spelling? Structure. Yeah, change the sentence structure. So what this means is you want to change from active voice to passive voice, or passive voice to active voice. Now a lot of people may not really know what this is. I'm going to explain. So when you're changing the sentence structure, you want to change from active to passive or passive to active, okay? So what this means is, let me explain what an active voice is. Active voice means the subject of the sentence carries out the action, okay? While passive voice means the verb acts on the subject. Let me write it. Let me say it again. Active voice, the subject carries out the action. Passive voice, the verb acts on the subject. Remember your sentence structure. You have subject and object, so you need to know this. Let me give you an example of active voice. Active voice, basic example. The boy kicked the ball. That's active. The subject carried out the action. The boy is the subject. Kicked is the verb, innit? The boy kicked the ball. The object is the ball. So that's active voice. Passive voice will be the ball was kicked by the boy. So you can see that in this case the verb is acting on the subject. Let me just write it. Let me change the color I use for that. Okay, so active voice would be the boy kicked the ball. The boy kicked the ball. This is active. Then passive voice would be the ball was kicked by the boy. Okay? So, active, passive. Okay, so this is another way to paraphrase where you change the sentence structure. You change it from active to passive or passive to active. Okay? Okay, let me just turn around and look at the screen to be sure we are all understanding. Okay, great. I think we're doing well. Please, if you have any questions, there's a question icon at the bottom of your screen. Put your questions there. We're going to come into that. I'm going to answer all the questions that I can, so make sure to do that. Now, the third practical step for paraphrasing is to merge two sentences into one, okay? Or break down one sentence into two, okay? Or break down one sentence into two. Okay, so this means if the original body of work you're looking at, the sentence is long, you might want to break the sentence into two sentences or three sentences while conveying the same meaning. Or you want to merge, if there are two sentences, you can merge them into one using your conjunctions like while, therefore, however, stuff like that. So these are like 4 practical ways to paraphrase. Now we're going to go into some examples to help us understand this better. So I'm going to list out 4 different examples of paraphrasing that will show starting at a different point. We will show using synonyms. It will show change of sentence structure, and it will also and it will also show merging two sentences into one or breaking down one sentence into two. I hope we're following at this point. Please, if you're following, drop following in the chat. Say I get you. Yeah, that's what we're doing in this live. Please, if you're following me up to this point, put it in the chat. Put I get you. I get you, Chidera. I get you. Please put it in the chat. I'm going to look at the chat now, and then I'll wipe this board, and we'll start with the practical examples, okay? So put in the chat, I get you. I get you, Chidera. Let me see. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, people are following me. Glory to Jesus. Okay, so I'm going to wipe the board now, and then we'll start with a practical example that will show starting at a different point. Okay, so let me wipe this. Okay. So starting at a different point. Oh, sorry. Let's look at this example. There's an example I've written here. Okay, uploading. This is an example. Don't worry, I'm just writing it. Maybe I should stand up. Okay, sorry. Uploading a YouTube video YouTube video can help your business be exposed even further. Can help your business be exposed even further to the online community. Okay? Be exposed even further to the online community. Online community. This is a long sentence. So this is a sentence, and we're going to paraphrase it by starting at a different point. So this is original. O means original, okay? Then P will be the paraphrase version. Let me just be sure you can see the screen. Good. Okay. P will be the paraphrase version. So if we want to paraphrase this, we can start at a different point. We're going to start from here. It says your business, right? We can use here to start the sentence. So we can say, it says uploading a YouTube video can help your business be exposed even further to the online community. So if I want to start from there, for example, it can become your business. Let's see. Your business. By the way, if anybody has a better paraphrasing of this, you can put it in the chat. I'm going to check the chat just to see if anybody paraphrased this differently than I will now. Okay, so your business will let me see. Your business will, I won't say get more reach. Your business will get more reach if you upload videos on YouTube. Okay, your business will get, I'll do it like that. Your business will get more reach. This is not the way I wrote it in my documents I have here. Yeah, let me do it like this. Your business will get more reach if you post. Did it use post? Let me see. No, upload. Okay. Is there a synonym for upload? I'm just thinking out loud. Is there a synonym for upload? We'll come to that, okay? So your business will get more reach if you upload videos on YouTube. Okay, so you can see this is paraphrased, starting at a different point. Okay, they started at uploading on YouTube. Uploading a YouTube video can help you. I decided to start from here, so I'm starting at a different point from the original text. I'm paraphrasing this to be your business will get more reach if you upload your videos on YouTube. Same information, I just switched my starting point after writing out of my understanding. Okay? Put a thumbs up if you are getting it so far. Please put a thumbs up in the comments if you're getting it so far, and then we'll move to the second example of practical steps. Put a thumbs up, please, if you're getting it. Let me check. Okay. Yes, okay, someone is following me. Nice. Thank you, Fumike. Thank you. Okay, good. Any other person? Great. Thanks for following. Thank you so much. Good. All right, let's move right along. So the second practical step we said was using synonyms. So let's look at an example. Using synonyms. Okay. All right. So using synonyms. Remember the resource I said you should check a thesaurus. Okay. They have lots of synonyms there. Synonyms are words with similar meaning. So let's look at an example for synonyms. Okay. Original text says the tornado. We're going to look at examples and then we will be the ones to find the paraphrase version, like to come up with the paraphrase version. This is just to help you understand for now. So the tornado hits the town. Now, if we were to paraphrase this, sentence, basically what he's telling you was the town was severely impacted by the tornado. Okay, that's what it's telling you. Hit here means impact, in it. It means impact. I want to change this word to impact. Now, there's another word for tornado. If you did, I studied crisis and disaster management, so I'm quite familiar with disasters. So another word for tornado is cyclone. Cyclone. Okay, so let's rewrite this now. I can write, to paraphrase this, I'm going to say the town was severely impacted by the cyclone. Okay? I don't know if you can see this end, but okay. By the cyclone. That's it. So you see, I have used synonyms here. I have changed the word tornado to cyclone. I've changed hit to severely impacted, and then I also started at a different point. You can see it. Can you see it? Hope you're with me. Do you get me? Do you get me? Okay. I hope this is able. I hope you're able to understand this. I hope you're able to understand this. Okay. All right. So once again, this is just one of the classes of the academic coaching program that is starting in June. So if you want to join the waitlist, the link is in our bio. Anyway, so we'll be going into the next example, which is changing the sentence structure. I hope this example is clear. Okay, let me see the chat. Good. Okay, so we're going to go into changing the sentence structure. An example of that. To change from active to passive or passive to active. Remember what we said? Active voice, the subject takes on the action. Passive voice, the verb acts on the subject. Okay? So let's change this to changing the sentence structure. Okay? An example. Change sentence structure. Yeah, this is the shorthand I'm talking about. This is how I write structure. And then if it's character, shorthand, I'll do like this. Character. Okay. Anyway, that doesn't really count. Okay, so let's change the sentence structure. Let's look at this example. There's an example here that says, every year, okay, let's type the example. Every year, thousands of tourists visit Niagara Falls. Thousands of tourists visit Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls. This is an active voice. Why? Because the subject is taking on the action. The subject here is what? Tourists. Tourists are the subject of this conversation. What is the verb here? Visit. What is the object? Niagara Falls. So Niagara Falls is the object, this is the verb, this is the subject. So this is an active voice because the subject is carrying out the action. Tourists are visiting, okay? So this is an active voice. So I'm going to paraphrase this to rewrite it in passive, okay? So this is active voice. We're going to paraphrase it to rewrite it in passive. So if you want to rewrite it in passive, it's pretty simple. It's going to become Niagara Falls. Yeah, that's how we should do it. Niagara Falls. Okay. Now we're starting with the subject and with the object. Niagara Falls is visited by thousands of tourists yearly. By thousands of tourists yearly. Okay, can you see it now? You see, the verb is acting on the subject, visited. visited. Like now the object comes first, the verb, and then the subject is here. Does that make sense? Let me do it again. So this is subject, this is our object. Here is now at the beginning of the sentence, and this is our verb. So remember what we said about passive voice. The verb the verb is acted on the object. Visited is acted on tourists. I don't know how else to explain this, but I hope it's pretty straightforward. So this is passive voice. Okay? This is one way to paraphrase, where you change the sentence structure. You change it from active to passive or passive to active. Okay, let me look at the charts. Okay. Nice. Excuse me, can we also use annually? Yes, you can. Perfectly, you can. I just changed mine to yearly because that's what came to my mind. Someone asked, yes, you can use annually. That's a perfect, you're understanding this class. Yeah, that's also a synonym. Perfect, okay? You can use yearly, you can use annually. There are so many things you can change here, but I don't want to go into detail because what I'm just trying to show you here is change of active to passive voice. Okay, that's the focus. There are so many things you can still change in this sentence if you want, alright? Thanks for that. Okay, so I think we're good. If you have any questions, there's a question icon at the bottom of your screen. Please put in the questions there. Right now, I can't see the screen because I'm using my back camera. Alright, so let's see. The other example that I showed, which is the other practical step for paraphrasing, was the one where I said you merge two sentences into one, or you split one long sentence into two. I don't think I'm going to be showing that example here because I would have to type a lot, and honestly, So let's go into more practical examples, and you all are going to be the ones paraphrasing for me. Okay, so the first paraphrasing example we're going to have, now we're going into exercises. We're going to be, so myself as well, I don't have the paraphrase version of the sentences I want to write, so we're going to work together to see how we can paraphrase the next sentences I'm going to write, putting in mind all the things we've covered so far. So I don't have a paraphrase version here, I just have a couple sentences and we'll work together to paraphrase it. Okay, so let me write the sentences and then I'll flip the camera and we'll do it together. Okay, so the first sentence we're going to paraphrasing exercises. Okay, paraphrasing exercises. Me and shorthand. I'm putting X. Exercises. Okay. So paraphrasing exercises. This first sentence says, "It is not illegal in some cultures." Okay, let me write it well. It is not illegal in some cultures. Okay, it's not illegal in some cultures to be married to more than one woman. To be married to more than one woman. Okay. But a monogamous relationship is the most common. Okay. But a monogamous relationship is the most common. This is a very long sentence. So what we're going to do now, we have to paraphrase this. Let me sit down. So you have to paraphrase this sentence. I'm giving you some time to go to read it and see if there's a way you can paraphrase it. It is not illegal in some cultures to be married to more than one woman, but a monogamous relationship is the most common. Who can attempt paraphrasing? You can put it in the chat, or you can decide to go live with me if you would rather do that. Honestly, you should always, I feel like one of the best ways to learn is to actively participate in class. So, for example, if you're able to effectively paraphrase this, it will stick in your memory more, the things you've learned here today. So I'll totally advise that you try to paraphrase this sentence. It helps a whole lot when you are actively involved. Okay, so who is going to paraphrase this sentence for us? It is not illegal in some cultures to be married to more than one woman, but a monogamous relationship is the most common. Who wants to try and paraphrase? I think I'm going to flip the camera now just so I can see who wants to try. Okay, let's flip that. Good. Okay, someone said, nice, there's an example. Oh, nice. You guys actually, oh, lovely. That's nice. Let me read the first one. Someone said, you can get married to more than one woman in some countries, but the most common relationship is monogamy. Nice. You change monogamous. Oh, you can't see my screen well anymore. You change monogamous to monogamy. That's good. You can get married to more than one woman. I think you still retained. Okay, it's not illegal. You missed that point. You didn't convey that. So Fabisco, your example is great, but your example, you missed out the fact that it is not illegal. That's a key part of that sentence. So you can't throw away that word. Either you change it, but you have to talk about the legality of that relationship because it's a key piece of information here. So nice try. Let's look for another one. Having more than one woman as a wife is legal. Yes, but monogamy is commonly embraced. This is a good example. Oh, Victor, this is such a nice example. Lovely paraphrase, and I like this one. Having more, because do you know why I like the sentence more? Just because this person did not omit the key information of it being legal. Do you get? Because legal is a key part of this sentence. Illegal, rather, is a key part. So he said, having more than one woman as a wife is legal, but monogamy is commonly embraced. Oh, this is giving me so much joy. It's such a sweet paraphrase. Let me write it on the board. Oh, it's such a sweet one. Okay, let me write it. Having more than one woman. Okay, that's nice. Having more than one woman. For those of you that are just joining, the screen is going to look funny because you can't see. That's because I've flipped my camera. If I turn it around, you'll be able to see clearly. So having more than one woman as a wife is what? Is legal. Okay? Is legal, but monogamy is commonly embraced. I like that he changed this most common to commonly embraced. It's such a nice paraphrase. Okay, but monogamy is commonly embraced. Oh, lovely. Lovely. This is such a good paraphrase. Because he started at a different point. He changed the word illegal, legal, like the way he flipped that, that's good. He changed monogamous to monogamy, which is good. Most common, he changed it to commonly embraced. That's such a good paraphrase, and it still retains the key information. We'll look at another example shortly. Let me see. Oh, there's another one here. Someone said, some cultures, good, I like that. Some cultures, ooh, okay, so this example did not highlight cultures. Nice. So what you could do here is having more than one woman in some cultures, it has to be here. As a wife, you have to put that here. So it has to be here. In some cultures, oh, you can't see that part. In some cultures, it has to be here. Okay? In some cultures, okay? Because this sentence now, like you said, having more than one woman as a wife, where exactly? This one told you in some cultures. That's also key information, so that's good. I can see this other paraphrase here, and I think this is actually good. Let me read it. Some cultures do not frown to marry to more than one woman. That sentence is not lapping. It's not lapping very well, cuddly, but nice attempt. But married to one woman, monogamy, is what is most acceptable. Nice. I like the second part of this. But married to one woman, monogamy is what is most acceptable. So I like the beginning of this one and I like the end of this one. So if I were to merge it together, it's going to become having more than one woman as a wife in some cultures is legal, but married to one woman is what is most acceptable. Perfect. You guys are the best class ever. Perfect. So we've destroyed this. That's a good one. I think we'll go to the next example. Lovely. Oh, there are my examples. Marrying multiple women is legal in some societies, but monogamy, this is so simple and straightforward. Well done, Beatrice. But monogamy is the most popular. She did not omit the fact that we're talking about a specific culture. So she said societies for culture. She also mentioned the fact that it is legal. So she did not omit the key information of whether it is illegal or legal. And then she changed monogamous to monogamy, which is good. Most common to most popular. Great. This is such a great paraphrase. Marrying multiple women is legal in some societies, but monogamy is the most popular. That's nice. Love that one. It is not prohibited in some nations to marry more than one woman. Monogamy is most prevalent. Yeah, but you have to put your example is good, but you have to put a connecting word. There's a break. Do you get? So it's either you put however, monogamy is most prevalent, or but. You won't use but then, since the sentence did they use but? Yeah, they use but. So you can use however, monogamy is the most prevalent. So you need to put the connecting word there because the two sentences don't connect. So you need to put the connecting word. That's good. Monogamy is the most common type of marriage in some cultures. However, polygamy is legal. I like this one. Who is this? Idara or one chocolate for you. This is really good. Why I like this one is every other example was ending with monogamy at the end. She flipped it. And she flipped it when I was confused. But yeah, what the sentence says is polygamy is legal, right? While monogamy is most practiced. I like that she put polygamy. She brought that word polygamy for us. It says being married to more than one woman, that is polygamy, right? She brought that word. That's a word that's not in the sentence. So that's really, really good. Monogamy is the most common type of marriage in some cultures. However, polygamy is legal. Oh, this sentence is sweet to me. This sentence is sweet. This paraphrase is very, very sweet. It's sweet to the body. Can we use very rampant to replace most common? Yes, you can, as long as it connotes the same idea. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop here. I'll keep reading all the examples. Someone said I'm speaking really good. Go away. All right, let's go to the second example. I'm going to flip my camera and then type the second example on the screen for you all. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so we're going to type in the second example and we'll try paraphrasing that word as well. Okay, so second example, and we will paraphrase it ourselves again. So if you did not participate the first time in paraphrasing, try this second time. I know why I'm telling you this. When you actively participate, you retain information better, okay? So, second example, what does it say? It says many babies in Afghanistan. Many babies in Afghanistan, okay, die because of why are they dying? Because of traditional practices such as, such as placing them on the floor to ward, placing them on the floor. It's such a long sentence. To ward, to ward off evil spirits, to ward off evil spirits, which can cause infections. Wow. Which can cause infections. This is such a long sentence. Okay, so we have to paraphrase this. So let me read it again for those that may not be able to see it properly. Many babies in Afghanistan die because of traditional practices, such as placing them on the floor to ward off evil spirits, which can cause infections. Okay, so evil spirits can cause infections. Interesting. So we need to paraphrase this. Let's try. You can do this, okay? So let's try and paraphrase this. I'll flip the screen again, just so I can see the examples. But yeah, let's try and paraphrase this. Many babies in Afghanistan die because of traditional practices, such as placing them on the floor to ward off evil spirits, which can cause infections. Remember, when you're paraphrasing, do not omit the key information that are in that sentence. One major thing here you should take note of is traditional practices. Okay, so that there's modern practices, there's traditional practices, so that's key. So yeah, try try and paraphrase. Just make the attempt. Honestly, this is such a safe space because it's online. You just chat, just put it. You don't have to raise your hand and stand up and talk, which can be nerve-wracking. So feel free to type it in the chat, and I'll read the paraphrasing examples. And if you're not the best paraphraser, that's good. You're going to learn. Just make sure you try. Many babies in Afghanistan die because of traditional practices, such as placing them on the floor to ward off evil spirits, which can cause infections. Okay, so are we paraphrasing? Let me flip it now. Okay, where's the flip? Flip that. Good. Okay, so paraphrase it, or we need to paraphrase it. Oh, someone has tried. Nice. Let me see. Is there any other one I have missed? Just to be sure. Okay, then. So the first example, Chidera, well done. Well done. Okay. Chidera says, placing babies on the floor to drive away evil spirits can cause infections. Placing babies on the floor to drive away evil spirits can cause infections. No. Wait, yes, wait. Let me even read it to understand. Me too, I don't understand this text. Wait. Many babies in Afghanistan die because of traditional practices. So they die because they are on the floor, and being on the floor can cause infections. Okay, nice. So placing babies on the floor to drive away evil spirits can cause infections. Great. This act and other traditional practices has led to the death of many babies in Afghanistan. Okay, so you didn't put in Afghanistan. This is a good example. You want to put in Afghanistan there. So what you did here, I like what you did. She split. This is a long sentence. Remember, one of the practices to paraphrasing is to split a long sentence into two, or merge two sentences into one. She split this into two sentences. So that's a very, very nice attempt. Well done, Chidera. You just need to add in Afghanistan, okay? Because that's a key piece of information there. All right. Oh, someone said I should be slower. Am I fast? Please let me know. I know I talk fast, but I'm trying to be slow. Am I fast? Please type it. Let me know. Am I too fast? Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. A lot of children, okay, many, nice. Who is this? Odini Gerard, good. Gerard changed many babies to a lot, which is good. So a lot of children, good, in Afghanistan die due to crude practices, okay? I see what you did there. Which can be as a result of placing them, that doesn't flow, Gerald. Which can be as a result, on the floor in a belief to ward off evil spirit. That which can be as a result doesn't flow. It doesn't, okay? So let's say a lot of children in Afghanistan die due to crude practices such as, that's what you should put there, okay? Yeah. What you should put there is such as, not which can be as a result. It's a lot of what we call them in writing is redundant words. Which can be as a result is redundant, okay? So you can just change it to such as, crude practices such as placing them on the floor in a belief to ward off evil spirits. Nice attempt. I love that everybody's coming up with different paraphrase versions. Okay, so let's see any more paraphrase examples. Nice. Beatrice says, death of several Afghanistan babies, nice, is caused by cultural activities, okay, of placing them on floors to drive away bad spirits, which predisposes them to infections. Well done, Beatrice. I can see the cultural stuff is still there. Afghanistan, key piece of information. Nice. Predisposes. I like that word. That's a good word. Okay. Lawal says traditional Afghan customs. Nice. Such as laying babies on the floor to mitigate supernatural attack. Jesus. To mitigate supernatural attack. I'm sorry, the Nigerian in me is just screaming. Okay, to mitigate supernatural attack that causes infections at the cost of death of a great number of infants. Let me read this sentence again slowly. Traditional Afghan customs, such as laying babies on the floor, to mitigate supernatural attack that causes infections at the cost of death of great number of infants. Now, this sentence is good, okay? But the only problem I have with this sentence is it doesn't flow. Like, it's a sentence, one thing is, when you're writing, try to write your sentences as simple as possible. That if I'm reading it, is very, as basic as you can write. This sentence just it's quite simple still, but if you're reading it, it's kind of like there's a friction. Like if you're reading it, it's doing in your head. I don't know how to explain it. I used to study English, but I know what I'm saying. It's doing it's heavy. It's not as simple as it can be, but maybe it's my mind or maybe it's my head. Maybe I need to refresh my brain. But lovely attempt, Lawal. I like that you brought in supernatural. That took me out. Nice. That's a nice way to change the word. Which is the word? Evil spirits to supernatural. Mad. Nice. Okay. Shalom says, traditional practices like placing babies on the floor to get rid of evil spirits has claimed the lives of many infants in Afghanistan. This is a good example, Shalom. This is a good example. Yeah, Shalom. That's a great example. Well done. Lei said, of the many practices in Afghanistan, okay, traditional practices such as, okay, it's responsible for that's a nice way as well to start it. Amazing. You guys are really good at paraphrasing. That's good. I have the best people in this session. I'm saying the writing the wrong way, which makes it difficult for me to read. So the thing is, Danny, when I was writing it, I want to believe you just joined the session. When I was writing it, I flipped my camera, so I was using the back camera. And if I use the back camera, you'd be able to read what is on the board properly. But because I want to read the screen now, I'm using the front camera. So sorry about that. Okay, that's good. That's good. You're well done. I'm seeing the responses. Well done. Do you know, like I said, the best thing is to actively participate in class. It doesn't matter if you don't get it, just actively participate. It helps you retain information better. Okay, so one major question that I'm about to wrap up this session, this will be for an hour. Okay, so one major question that I often get when I'm coaching is there a difference between paraphrasing and summarizing? I want you people to think. Let me know. What do you think? Is there a difference between paraphrasing and summarizing? Is there a difference between these two? Please let me know. I'll wait for you in the chat, okay? Do you think there's a difference? Is there a difference between paraphrasing and summarizing? Or are they the same thing or are they different? If they are the same, put the same. If they are different, put different. Just take a stand. Is paraphrasing the same thing as summarizing? Are they the same thing? Okay? I'm waiting for the comments to come in. Is paraphrasing the same thing as summarizing? Okay, I don't want to answer before I see some comments. Okay, Elohor says it's different. Idara says it's different. Nice. Tafamel said it's different. Great. I'm glad that you guys think it's different because they are clearly different. Some people tend to confuse the two. Summarizing is what? Shortening a piece of writing. Okay, that's what summarizing is. Shortening a piece of writing. Paraphrasing means rewriting something in your own words without missing the main points and the sub points. So when I say summarize, you can just read everything and just give me a brief summary. It doesn't matter if you omit key things about it. Point is just make this body of text shorter than it is. That is summarizing. Paraphrasing means you put in key information, both the main points and the sub points, and also a paraphrase version can be longer than the main work that you are trying to paraphrase. But a summary cannot be longer than the main text you're trying to summarize. So summary is a shortened version of a body of work and not necessarily paying information to key points and sub points. Okay, while paraphrase, you have to connote the same idea, the same information. You have to take note of the key points and the sub points when you're paraphrasing. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so okay. Nice. And also, don't forget, so if we were actually writing this body of work, remember that even after you paraphrase, you do what? You cite the author. So let me cite myself in this instance. That would be Chidera 2022. Okay? 2022. So make sure you cite regardless. Oh, you can't see that well. Just, I'm citing anyway. Make sure you cite regardless of whether you paraphrase or not. You definitely want to learn how to paraphrase. You can do this either automated using software like Mendeley, Zotero, stuff like that, or you want to do it manually using Microsoft Word. Either of these two, we actually teach it on the academic coaching program, in-depth, hands-on, how to reference properly. So if you want to join the waitlist for our coaching sessions, which is starting in June, link is in our bio. Join the waitlist and you get 20% off the full price of the program. Okay. I think that's it. Oh, I really spent just 1 hour here. I'm so glad. Okay, so just to recap, the practical ways to paraphrase. The first one, start at a different point from the author. The second one, use synonyms. Leverage a thesaurus to use synonyms as much as possible. The third one, change the sentence structure. So you change from active to passive or passive to active voice. We already explained the difference between the two. The fourth one is to break up long sentences into two or merge two short sentences into one. These are some simple ways to paraphrase. Okay, I hope you found this session helpful. Please let me know in the chat if you found it helpful. Say helpful. So I'm seeing 2 questions in the chat. 2 questions in the question box. Someone said I should talk about RefWorks. I think RefWorks is a software for referencing, but let me just check that on my laptop as well, just to be sure. Oh, exactly. RefWorks is a reference management tool, just like Mendeley. I'm not very familiar with RefWorks. What I'm very familiar with is Mendeley. So thanks for bringing it up. I'll try and look at it and see if I can learn how to use the platform. The other question, about critical writing, level 7 correctly. That would be, okay, someone said, how can I know when I'm writing correctly at level 7? That would mean you are writing critically. That is a whole different session. But yeah, so if you have any other questions about this, please let me know. English will not embarrass me in the public. Okay, so thank you so much for saying helpful. I'm glad the session helped. I'm really glad that it helped. If this session helped you, please put helpful, just so I know. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being a part of this. Hopefully I will try and ensure that the replay is available on our page if Instagram allows me. Other than that, thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Don't forget to join the waitlist if you're going to be a student in September. If you're coming to the UK in September, join the waitlist for academic coaching program to teach you all the basics that you need in order to ace your studies in the UK. It's a 12 weeks coaching program and we're covering different topics in depth, hands-on. There you can ask me live questions and I'm helping you on the spot, okay? Let me see which other question is this. I'm a prospective student for September 2022. When would I need this class? Okay, so the academic coaching program, we have 2 cohorts that we run this year. If you're going to start in September, join the waitlist now. We're going to have one cohort to run June, July, August. So this one is to prepare those that are starting in September. So make sure to join the waitlist now. It's going to run June, July, August in preparation for your work, your studies in September. If you will be starting in January 2023, we'll have another cohort that will run October, November, December. That's the one you should join. But if you're starting in September, make sure to join the waitlist for the present one that is starting in June. That's the one that is targeted for September intake, okay? All right, someone said my hair is fine. Jesus. Thank you so much. Someone said, does oversitting affect the quality of your work? I don't get what you mean by, let me share this, okay. Someone said, does oversighting affect the quality of your work? I don't know what, oversighting, I think it's a typo. I think it's citing she means or he means. Oversighting, no, it doesn't affect the quality of your work, I would say, but it depends on how you're using the citation, okay? Your lecturer, see, the more sources you cite in your body of work, the more extensive it shows that your research was. Do you understand my point? So you need to cite as many sources as you can, but then how are you citing? Honestly, citing, oversighting, what is oversighting? That's what we need to understand first. But I don't think having so many references is going to affect the quality of your work. Not at all. Especially not when you're using the citations as, like, you're using the citations properly in the body of your work. Like, the body of your work is flowing, there's logical sequence in the points you're making and all of that, you're citing properly. I don't think it will affect the body of your work as long as you cite properly and use your citations in the right way, if you get what I mean. Okay. Any other question? Let me see. I think there's a question. I advise if you're coming in, I advise you join if you're coming in, don't even have a second thought about it. Okay, so he's advising, or she's advising, I can't tell from the name of the page, that you join our academic coaching program. I want to believe this person attended our coaching program already. But yeah, take the advice, join the waitlist for our coaching program if you'll be resuming in September. It's definitely going to prepare you with the basic skills that will make life easier for you as a student in the UK. Because one thing students in the UK will tell you for sure is that you're gonna write and get tired. Eloho says different universities use you should do one reference per 100 words at least. Yeah, that's at least. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like using more, like using a lot of sources is going to affect the quality of your work depending on how you use it. Honestly, this is a very dependent response. It depends on a lot of factors. Eloho says different universities use different referencing ways. How do you mean? Like, cite? Yeah, I know there are different referencing styles. That's a given. But like in terms of citing, using so many citations in your body of work, I don't see how that will be different. It's just ensure you use the right sources and you cite the right way. Okay, or techniques. Maybe I don't get that as. Let's just leave this because it's already 1 hour. Like, I plan to spend 1 hour on this session and it's already 4 o'clock. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much, everybody, for sharing your opinions, for responding, being a part of the class. Don't forget to join the waitlist so you get 20% off our coaching program. I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much. Till next time, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.